Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sil Curiaci and this is a story by Sil Curiaci. Here you get tips and tricks to become a great storyteller or to improve your storytelling skills if you're already one. You also get some presentation tips and some comments here and there about things that are maybe bothering me, which is the case of this video. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you get the notifications. Today I'm gonna do a follow-up to my previous video about And Just Like That and why I think it was not the best way to portray older women. I'm gonna discuss Cynthia Nixon's character, Miranda. And why is that? Because when I published that video, I also did the same in Portuguese, which is my native language, on Instagram. And in both cases, I got a few comments about how they do not necessarily agree with me because they think it's common and actual acceptable for Miranda not to know how to deal with things. Well, I agree that not knowing is not the problem. Not knowing is something that we all should accept, and the person who does not know about something should pause, pay attention, and maybe ask some questions instead of assuming certain things and talking non-stop. So I'll go back to one of the first scenes, if I'm not mistaken, that Miranda appears in the first season, first episode of And Just Like That. She's just joining a class at Columbia University, and when she comes in the class, they are sitting in a circle and she chooses a seat. Someone next to her mentions that this seat that she chose was assigned to the professor. She apologizes and moves to another seat. Then Professor Naya Wallace comes in, and as she takes her seat, Miranda points out that that's the teacher's seat. Okay, that could be fine if she did not know the professor she's chosen a class from, which we know it's not true because she mentions Professor Wallace's hair on Columbia website being different. So if she pays attention to a person, a black woman, coming in the room and taking that seat and no one said a thing, be quiet. If it's the case that she doesn't know whatever, she doesn't have enough information. The right thing to do is, well, I know she is the teacher. Then, as she explains herself, she addresses the person sitting next to Naya, the person who actually informed her about the seat, as a she. She never asked if this person should be addressed as a she. How should I address you? You can say, this person mentioned that to me. You don't say she, because you don't know. What matters is how the person wants to be addressed, not how they look. Then, as she explains why she did not think Naya was the teacher, she mentions Naya's braids. She did not say a thing about, well, you look different from the picture I saw. She specifically says, oh, your braids, as she was surprised. There is no reason for being surprised by braids or any type of hair or being bald or being gray. No reason at all. But as she tries to fix that bad comment, she mentions that the professor being black is one of the reasons why she signed up for class. It's important to her. The white woman saying, well, it's important for me that you're black and you're teaching me something. I think it's very aggressive to refer to how someone looks as something important for you. It shouldn't be. Why do you care? You should care about the content the woman will share, not how she looks. Plus, it's coming from someone who did not have a black friend so far. I don't remember, do you? From Sex and the City? No black friends. So if it's so important to her, why don't you have black friends? And then to wrap it up, she mentions she doesn't care about hair. She doesn't even dye hers, despite making her look really old. Oh my God, I cannot stress enough how all these things make me cringe. As I said in the first video, I just think that Miranda is off character. Miranda is a smart lawyer, as I said. It does not make any sense to show her trying to one-up her own excuses and getting completely messed up as she tries to explain whatever she wants to. You know what would have been much better? Well, she made a mistake. The professor comes in and she mentions the seat is reserved to the professor. She doesn't know the person is the professor. When Naya says, I am the professor, she could have said, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I did not notice. You look different from the pictures on the website. I'm so glad to be here. This would have been enough. Oh, Sil, but then we wouldn't be addressing all the prejudice and all the discrimination that was so clear in Miranda's speech. Yes, we would not have exposed Miranda, the character, to a ridiculous situation. We would have made her look as the smart lawyer she is. A smart lawyer over 50 who's white and privileged and has lived so much and has earned a lot of money and has studied in the best universities. This person must be informed. She cannot talk to people the way she talked in that scene. And then how would we address all the other issues? Well, as her friendship grows with Naya, she could have mentioned something and listened to Naya. Or we could have explored her relationships with her colleagues in the university. Oh, we would see her having a hard time with the pronouns, for example. But instead of just assuming things, it would be much nicer if we saw Miranda asking. She could set up an example for all these women and these people who do not know how to deal with things. What's the example we set by having this huge show on HBO? The example is of someone who does not know how to deal with things because, yes, things are changing fast, and sometimes just because some people do not have the opportunity to have relationships with people from different backgrounds and cultures and whatever, sometimes they just don't know how to deal with things. So they should just ask, how should I address you? Oh, I really don't care that dyeing my hair makes me look older, which is something that's really uncomfortable as well, because as she comes in the room for the first time, everyone looks at her like they're not happy to have an older woman there. That's also bad. Certain scenes of this series miss the opportunity to make a stand and make a point for all of us women who are aging, who are struggling with ethnicity issues, race issues, skin color, culture, background differences, disabilities, whatever. It's a valuable time on TV and we should learn more. That's my opinion. I intend to talk a little bit more about some other scenes and other characters. So if you have any suggestions and ideas, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, and come back. Bye.